Hello, this is Michael, atheist and alcoholic. I am attending 90 AA meetings in 90 days. Nothing discussed in these videos will ever undermine the anonymity of AA. Meeting 83, and it was a great fucking meeting. I do have some mixed emotions afterwards, a bit of ambivalence, and I'll get to that. But the meeting itself was awesome. Speaker meeting, and the lady talked about the way that she, as an atheist, reconciled the higher power. And for her, as I've mentioned before, other people have said they used the group. She used the love of the group. She had a very touching story about the way that her group embraced her several decades prior. And I've heard that I don't think that was out of the ordinary for an AA group, a traditional AA group, for them to embrace newcomers and the way that they embraced her and envelop her into the community and just show her love. I don't think that was unique to her group. That is one of the things that AA does very well traditionally, as I've mentioned many times. So her higher power was leaning into the love of the group. She mentioned somebody else that the way that they reconciled it as an atheist was to simply not define it at all. That they just leaned into the idea of surrender, period, and that was enough for them. Cool. Another person that she knew said that they leaned into, surrendered to the life force of the universe, which sounds a little new agey, a little woo, but specifically that everything, there is living creatures on this planet, and there is a force that drives life, that drives evolution. So that's what she leaned into. So cool. I mean, whatever works. So in that one share by that one speaker, I do feel that more was covered than in 60 some meetings that I attended locally of the traditional bent. I am so grateful that there are secular options available today, but I still feel that traditional meetings, as valuable as they are to people who already believe in God, they are not as forthcoming as they should be, that there are other options. Another gentleman shared that it took him longer to get sober because he didn't know of secular options, and he could not deal with the overwhelming message that, if not explicit, repeatedly implied that it's you find God or die. And he said, fuck it, I guess I'm dead, and continued to drink for many years. Not the person I mentioned in yesterday or the day before's video. Separate share, separate guy, same exact thing happened to him. Took him way longer to get sober, not knowing that there were other options, and he knew he wasn't going to find God. So again, I think if you're religious already, I'm glad AA, traditional AA, is there. For those who aren't, and that becomes pretty clear pretty quick. Like, newcomers will raise their hand and be like, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't, I'm an atheist. There's nothing really for me to surrender to. Not once in the 60 some meetings I attended did I hear them say there are secular options available. It is Zoom, they're online in this area. So, there's pros and cons to that, but just to mention that there's other options available. This is completely unrelated to anything I just said, but it was also very funny to hear a guy that, he had to be in his fucking 70s and talking about religion, and at the end of his share kind of summed up, he's like, people can believe whatever they want, as long as they're not flying planes into buildings, I don't give a fuck. But You know, and I know not everybody that is religious is flying planes into buildings, but it's hard to find somebody flying the planes into buildings that's not religious. So that's a point I've made before, and it was cool to hear that reiterated by somebody that's got a couple decades on me. So that's it. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you here again tomorrow.